Hello everybody, and apologies, it has taken me too long to get this out. After all of the planning and the prep and the driving and 3 days of hard detecting and then returning and cleaning up afterwards, I was so exhausted I literally slept for a day. I'm just getting myself together. I have looked at all of my footage and realized it's been so long since I've done a video, I don't know how to do them anymore. So I have bits and pieces and photographs, and I just thought, oh no, I haven't even done an intro. I'm gonna have to do an intro, I'm gonna have to do some voiceovers, and it's gonna take me a while. So apologies for the delay in needing to do all of that, and as I remember how to do it, I shall get faster. Secondly, I want to say a huge thank you to Lothian Relics for all that they did this weekend, or this past weekend, for Detectormania. I am aware that this event was over a year in planning. They have committee members who are self-employed, don't even live in the area, have to take time off from work to drive over to meetings, planning. They had an amazing weekend set out for us. They worked so hard. The charity worker, they sent volunteers to man the stalls for the raffles and things this weekend, and then the weather gods came and just went and we had some unbelievable winds. If you were in a tent, you're hardy. I had my folding camper, which is kind of half tent. I had some trouble with some stuff blowing in underneath the awning, but other than that, it was fully secure, but it made some very interesting noises, of which I will put a clip later in the video. And in addition to the weather playing havoc with poor Lothian Relics, the farmer did too. They had a wonderful array of fields for us. They had ploughed, they had stubble, and they had a ton of fields for the people that were coming. The ploughed had been done 3 weeks before, and they had actually taken little containers and put silver coins in them and dotted them throughout the ploughed fields, and if you found one, you'd know something was up because it was actually in a container. They didn't tell us this in advance, but if you found a silver coin in a plastic container, you would know something was not right, and you would take it to a marshal, and then they would have handed you money. Yeah, sounds great. Not a seeded dig, just an added bonus, something they were doing. Then their farmer went and drilled all the fields the night before. So we lost over half the fields for the entire festival. And Lothian Relics was just, they were so apologetic. It was not their fault. They had no idea the guy was going to do that. Why he would do that, Lord only knows. We were on the field for about an hour, and all of a sudden, have to get off, and then we got this amended map that just had everything wiped out, and all we had was really steep fields with some wicked stubble. I mean, the stubble was like made of steel. You'll see some footage of that later on. It was hard going. They had a farmer who donated some extra fields because he felt bad about what the other farmer had done. We got to end up detecting the campsite. There was a pasture field added on the last day, but I didn't manage to get to that one. There were finds. People found stuff. There was complaining that people weren't finding stuff, but you know what? Nothing is guaranteed in metal detecting, and if you want guaranteed finds, go on a seeded dig, of which this was not. So, I didn't find Roman, I didn't find a hammered, but I found stuff, and it was hard work. But I also understand stuff happens, and it certainly was not Lothian Relics' fault, and the grief they got, and how they're feeling right now about just whether they even do this again. I'm so sorry, guys, because you worked so hard, and none of it was anything you could possibly have planned for. And please just know that there are those of us who are very, very grateful for what you've done. Okay, that's a very long introduction, isn't it? I am going to have to do some sort of bridging and things. The first clip I have for you is sort of the briefing on the Friday, and then us all going off, and then I've got a little clip of we went in the car to the first field because we had some disabilities in our group, so we took the car, and then there's a man riding the van in front of us, riding on the back of it. I really do hope he knew the people whose van he was on. Anyway, and then I'll need to sort of link you together with the holes and the things that I find, because yeah, didn't do terribly well. And we'll see, we'll get on with it, we'll see. And yeah, thanks for watching.